My beloved child, I want you to take a moment. Just breathe. You've been carrying so much lately, haven't you? And not just the weight others can see, the schedules, the tasks, the obligations. No, I'm talking about the quiet burdens, the silent storms within, the thoughts that keep you awake at night, the fear you don't speak out loud, the ache in your soul that no one else knows how to name. I see all of it. And more than that, I feel it with you. You try to stay strong. You smile. You show up. You keep going. But when you lay your head down, when the world finally goes quiet, that's when the cracks begin to show. You wonder if anyone notices how tired you really are, how much effort it takes just to hold everything together. You wonder if there's still a future worth hoping for, if you've missed your moment. But my dear one, you haven't missed anything, because what's for you will always be for you. And no one, not even time, can take that away. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not too much. And you are not alone. I am here. Not just in theory, not just in your imagination. I am here in spirit, in presence, in power right now, in this very moment. And I'm asking you to let go, not of hope, not of dreams, but of the pressure you've placed on yourself to be everything for everyone while secretly running on empty. You've been trying to do it all, fix it all, heal it all. But beloved, that's not your job. That's mine. Let me take care of you. You weren't made to carry this alone. You were created to walk with Menor ahead of me, not far behind me, but beside me. So come. Let your soul exhale in my presence. Let your heart be held in peace. Let your thoughts be silenced by truth. Let your tears fall if they must, but don't hide them from me. I am the God who bottles every tear, who hears every sigh, who never grows tired of your questions, your longings, or your moments of weakness. You don't have to perform here. You don't have to earn this love. You don't have to prove you're worthy of care. You already are. You are my creation, my precious child. Before you ever spoke a word, I called you mine. Before you ever took a breath, I designed a purpose for your life that even pain cannot erase. Yes, there have been mistakes. Yes, you've made choices you regret. Yes, you've wandered. You've wrestled. You've even doubted me. But none of that disqualifies you. None of that changes how I see you. None of that removes the calling I've placed on your life. If anything, those very moments you're ashamed of, those are the places I long to meet you. Not to shame you, but to heal you. Not to punish you, but to restore you. Not to remind you of who you were, but to awaken you to who you are becoming. I know what they said. I know how they treated you. I know the wounds you carry from people who were supposed to love you well. But hear this clearly. They don't get to define you. Their betrayal doesn't cancel your worth. Their absence doesn't erase my presence. You are still worthy. You are still enough. You are still mine. So please, let go of the need to be okay all the time. It's okay to not be okay right now. It's okay to cry. It's okay to ask me hard questions. It's okay to say, God, I don't know what to do anymore. Because when you run out of strength, that's where mine begins. When your hope is faint, I'll light the way. When you can't take another step, I'll carry you. And I'm not just saying that to comfort you. I'm declaring it because that's who I am. I am your refuge. I am your rescue. I am your protector, your provider, your defender. And I am never late. I am never far. I am never unsure. Even now, I'm working behind the scenes in your life, rearranging, restoring, redeeming what looked like loss, bringing beauty from the ashes, preparing a path where there once was only pain. You don't have to see the way forward to walk with me. You only need to trust the one who sees it all. So if your hands are shaking, let them shake. If your heart is aching, let it ache. But don't stop showing up. Don't stop reaching out. Don't stop holding on to my promises because they are not empty words. They are eternal truths, and they will not fail. You've come so far, my child, and I'm not finished with you yet. Not even close. There's more peace, more joy, more strength, more healing, more purpose, more love waiting for you, and I'll walk you into every bit of it, one day at a time, one moment at a time, one breath at a time. But for now, come rest. Lay it all down. Let me take care of you. You're safe here. You're seen here. You're loved here. Let these words wrap around your heart like a blanket. Let them become the soundtrack in your soul tonight. I am not alone. God is with me, and He will take care of me. If this message touched your heart, let it be a moment of connection. Type Amen in the comments to declare your trust in God. Share this with someone who might need to hear these words too. And don't forget to subscribe to Dear God for more divine messages that speak to your spirit in every season. My beloved child, you've walked through more than anyone knows. You've held yourself together when it would have been easier to fall apart. You've faced moments that tested every ounce of your strength, and still you kept going. I know. I was there. In the heartbreak you never told anyone about. In the waiting room when fear tried to take over. In the dark places of your thoughts when you wondered if anyone would notice if you disappeared. Yes, even then I was holding you. Even in the silence I was speaking. Even in the pain I was present. Because I don't walk away when it gets heavy. I don't leave when it gets messy. I don't grow tired of you when you're overwhelmed. I don't step back when you're confused. I lean in closer. I wrap you tighter. I stay. That's who I am. Not a distant God who only shows up when you're doing everything right, but a faithful Father who shows up even when you're falling apart. So if today feels hard, if your heart feels tired, if your strength feels thin, let me remind you, I'm not measuring your worth by how together you are. You're not loved more when you succeed. You're not loved less when you struggle. I see you in your tears and in your triumphs, and I love you the same. You don't have to earn this love. You don't have to prove yourself to receive this care. You're not an inconvenience. You're not a burden. You're not too much. You're not too far gone. You're still the one I call beloved. Still the one I chose before the foundation of the world. Still the one I knit together with care and purpose. You might be carrying wounds that haven't fully healed, scars that still ache in certain light. But I want you to hear this. You are not the sum of your pain. You are not the story of your suffering. You are not defined by what broke you. You are defined by me, and I call you whole. I call you worthy. I call you mine. The shame that tries to whisper, "You're not enough," that didn't come from me. The fear that screams, "It'll always be this way," that's not my voice. The despair that says, "There's no way forward," that's not my truth. I know the lies you've battled. I know how the past tries to reach into your present and steal your peace. I know the guilt you carry for things that were never even your fault. But I'm here to lift it. I'm here to break it. I'm here to set you free. You were never meant to carry the weight of the world. You were never meant to live in constant survival mode. You were never meant to cry yourself to sleep believing there's no other way. There is another way. There is my way. And my way is peace. My way is restoration. My way is healing not just of your body but of your heart. Let me speak now to that wounded part of you that still flinches. The part that doesn't trust fully. The part that bristles when someone says, "Everything will be okay," because you've been disappointed before. You've trusted and been let down. You've hoped and watched things fall apart. I know, but I am not someone. I am not man that I should lie. I am not the person who walked out. I am not the one who said they'd stay but couldn't. I am not the friend who turned cold or the voice that wounded you with careless words. I am your Father, and I am not going anywhere. My promises are not made of fragile things. They are sealed in heaven, rooted in eternal truth. And when I say I will take care of you, I mean it, not just spiritually, but in every way. I'll take care of your mind when anxiety keeps spinning. I'll take care of your heart when grief makes it hard to breathe. I'll take care of your future even when everything feels uncertain. I'll take care of your needs when the bills stack up and the job feels shaky. I will not let you fall through the cracks. I will not turn my eyes away. I am intimately involved in every detail of your life, yes, even the ones you think are too small to pray about. I care about the tears that slip down your face while you're doing the dishes. I care about the knot in your stomach when you open your inbox. I care about the conversation you're dreading, the diagnosis you're waiting for, the child you're worried about. I care, and I can handle it. So let go, beloved. Stop holding your breath. Stop clenching your fists. Stop trying to fix what I've already promised to heal. You don't have to do this alone. You never did. Come to me just as you are. Messy, uncertain, tired, weary, with all your doubts, all your fears, all your disappointment. I can take it. I can hold it. I can hold you. Let me be the peace you've been searching for. Let me be the steadiness when everything feels shaky. Let me be the quiet in the storm. You don't have to pretend here. You're safe. You're known. You're loved beyond anything you've imagined. And I'm not just going to carry you through this moment. I'm going to walk you into a future full of promise. There is more joy for you, more light, more meaning, more miracles, and I will not let you miss it. My dear child, you've been walking through the valley for a long time now. You've grown used to the shadows, used to whispering to yourself, maybe this is just how life will always be. But I need you to know something today. This valley is not your home. This ache is not your identity. This season is not your sentence. You were made for more. You were not created to live in constant survival. You were not designed to just make it through. You are not here to settle for a life that exhausts your soul. You are worthy of a beautiful life. And no, that doesn't mean a life without challenges. It means a life where even in the middle of chaos, peace is possible. Where love finds you again. Where joy comes not in giant waves but in quiet moments. I know that may sound hard to believe. After all you've been through, after all the times you were told, directly or indirectly, that you didn't matter, you've started to internalize a lie. The lie that you're too damaged, too late, too behind, too broken, too far gone. But listen closely now. There is no such thing in my vocabulary. I do not see too damaged. I see ready for healing. I do not see too late. I see right on time. You're not behind, beloved. You're in process. And there is no shame in that. The world has taught you to measure yourself by standards I never set, by timelines I never approved, by comparisons that only make you shrink when I've been trying to show you how to rise. So I ask you now, release it. Let go of the false finish lines. Let go of the pressure to have it all figured out. Let go of the belief that you've wasted too much time to begin again. You haven't. You still can. You still will, because I'm not finished. And I never abandon the work of my hands. What looks like delay is often divine preparation. What feels like rejection is often my redirection. What seems like silence is not absence. I've been here the whole time, working on the soil beneath the surface, so when your season of blossoming comes, the roots will hold. You haven't missed it. You're not behind. You are exactly where I can meet you most fully. And when you allow yourself to be fully seen by me, you'll begin to realize something. You don't need to perform. You don't need to wear the mask. You don't need to protect me from your pain. I already see it. I already know it. And I still choose you. Even in your lowest moments, Even when you've said things you regret. Even when you've acted from fear instead of love. Even when you've avoided me because shame whispered you were no longer welcome. I still choose you, because I never stopped. You were never disqualified. You were never too far. You were never beyond my reach. I know what the world has said about you. I know what your own mind has tried to convince you of. But I am not the voice of condemnation. I am the voice of restoration. You don't need to keep punishing yourself. You don't need to keep reliving your regrets. You don't need to stay loyal to the version of yourself that believed healing wasn't possible. You're allowed to outgrow your pain. You're allowed to step out of shame. You're allowed to start again. Yes, again. Not because you've earned it, but because you're mine. And I delight in seeing you rise. Do you hear that? That gentle knocking at your heart? That is me inviting you to trust again, to hope again, to dream again. No, not recklessly, not with naive expectations, but with holy courage, with sacred surrender, with a steady hand in mine. I will not lead you into disappointment. I will not promise what I won't fulfill. And I will not let you walk into the next chapter without equipping you. So stop waiting until you feel ready. Start with what you have. Start with your little bit of faith, your tiny flicker of hope, your quiet, maybe. That's enough for me to work with. I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm asking you to be willing to believe again, willing to try again, willing to let me carry you forward. You don't have to carry everything anymore. Not your pain, not your guilt, not your need to be in control. Put it down now, right here. Lay it at my feet. I am strong enough. I am kind enough. I am faithful enough. And I promise when you release it, I will not shame you for what you've carried. I will lift it. I will hold it. I will take care of it. You are not weak because you need help. You are not a failure because you can't do it all. You are human, and I am your God. Let me be the one who holds you up when you can't stand on your own. Let me be the peace that steadies your racing thoughts. Let me be the gentle reminder that you are not alone. You are never alone. Even now, as you read these words, I am with you, closer than your next breath, surrounding you in grace, covering you in compassion, calling you forward with love that never runs out. So breathe. You don't have to strive for peace anymore. Just receive it. This is not the end. This is not your downfall. This is not your final chapter. It's a beginning. And I will walk with you every step of the way. If these words speak to you, leave a comment below. Just write, I believe I'm still worthy, or share what this message stirred in your heart. Your words might encourage someone else who needs to know they're not alone either. My child, there are some things you've stopped talking about. Dreams you once held close, but have since tucked away into silence. Not because you stopped caring, but because life taught you to expect disappointment. You whispered prayers for healing, for breakthroughs, for peace. And when the answers didn't come how, or when you hoped, you folded those desires like fragile paper and placed them somewhere deep. I saw that. I was there. And even now, I'm still holding those dreams. You didn't lose them, I kept them safe. Every hope you surrendered out of exhaustion. Every promise you stopped believing because of time. Every longing that once burned bright but slowly dimmed under the weight of waiting. He never forgot. And now, beloved, I'm telling you, it's time to retrieve what you thought was lost. It's time to hope again. Not because of your strength, but because of mine. Not because of what you see, but because of what I've already set in motion. You see lack. I see preparation. You see endings. I see transitions. You see failure. I see foundation. I never waste your pain. I never waste your detours. And I never waste your tears. What you thought was a dead end, I will turn into a doorway. What you thought was broken beyond repair, I will use as the very piece that holds your story together. What you thought disqualified you, I will turn into a testimony of redemption and grace. Because that's who I am. I do not restore halfway. I do not heal partially. I do not rebuild with scraps. I make all things new. And yes, that includes you. All of you. Even the places you've kept hidden. Even the parts you've labeled as too messy, too complicated, too far gone. I see the version of you that's still becoming. The version that still believes, even if only in whispers. The version that longs to be whole, to be strong, to be free. You've held on longer than most would have. You've shown up on days when you didn't know how you would get through. You've offered kindness while wondering if anyone would ever do the same for you. You've held space for others even when your own soul felt empty. That hasn't gone unnoticed. That hasn't been in vain. I've been collecting every tear, every late-night prayer, every small act of faith you thought no one saw. And now I am multiplying them. Now I am watering what was buried. Now I am releasing the answers you've been waiting for, some of them in ways you never expected. Don't measure your future by your current season. Don't define your destiny by your delays. What I've promised is still on the way. Not lost. Not denete. Just being prepared in a way that will make it last. Because I don't just bless you for the moment. I build things to last through storms, through pressure, through time. You won't have to force it. You won't have to beg for it. You won't have to chase it in exhaustion. It will come in peace. It will come when your soul is ready to receive without fear. It will come with clarity, not confusion. And when it does, you'll know it could only have been me. No one else could have orchestrated something so complete, so precise, so healing. So I ask you now, will you open your heart again? Will you give me access to the parts you've closed off, not out of rebellion, but out of protection? Will you trust me to hold what you've guarded so tightly, afraid that letting go would leave you shattered again? I will not break you. I will not abandon you. I will not misuse your vulnerability. You are safe with me. Even now, I am working behind what your eyes can't see. I'm aligning the right voices, the right doors, the right timing. I'm softening hearts, shifting circumstances, building bridges where you thought there was only distance. You've been faithful with little. Now watch what I do with much. You've walked through fire, and you didn't come out empty. You came out refined. You came out radiant. You came out ready. And though your spirit may still carry the weight of all you've walked through, my spirit is lifting it now, right here, right now. As you read this, as you let my voice sink into your being, you are not too late. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified. You are about to see why I allowed the pause. You are about to understand why I didn't give you what you wanted when you first asked. It wasn't punishment. It was protection. It wasn't delay for delay's sake. It was divine timing. And now, I'm inviting you to step into the next chapter, not as the person who barely made it through, but as the one who knows their strength, who has seen my faithfulness, who has scars, yes, but also a story of survival and sacred restoration. Let me remind you again, I'm not just restoring what was lost. I'm replacing it with something greater, not equal, greater, not a copy, a new creation. That includes your relationships. That includes your calling. That includes your peace of mind. That includes your sense of purpose. What I rebuild cannot be taken. What I open, no one can close. What I bless, no one can curse. I'm doing it now, in this moment, even if you don't feel it, even if your emotions are numb, even if your faith is only a flicker. I can work with a flicker. I can reignite what seems extinguished, because I am not limited by what limits you. I am not intimidated by what overwhelms you. I am not confined by the rules this world places on you. I am your God, and I am still writing your story. Stay close. Keep listening. Watch what I do next. If this message spoke to something buried deep within you, leave a comment and say, I trust you to restore what was lost. Your words matter. They're not just for you. They're for someone else who's still waiting for permission to hope again. My beloved, you've been so good at pretending, so skilled at smiling through the pain, at saying, I'm fine, when your soul is quietly whispering, I'm not okay. You've carried yourself through so many moments where your insides were crumbling, but no one could tell. Because you've mastered the art of being strong, of being the one others depend on, of being the one who never asks for help. But I know the truth, and I'm not looking for your strength, I'm offering you mine. You don't have to keep performing. You don't have to keep holding up the world. You don't have to keep hiding how much it hurts. You're exhausted not just in body but in heart. Your soul has been running on empty for a while now, trying to meet everyone's expectations, trying to stay composed, trying to manage the emotions you're afraid to speak aloud. But child, why do you hide them from me? What makes you believe that I can only love the polished version of you? What lie has made you think you have to clean up before coming to me? I want the unfiltered you, the messy, grieving, doubting, tired, angry, disappointed you, because that's the one I died to save. Not the version you show the world, but the version that cries in the quiet, prays through clenched teeth, and wonders if they're even being heard. You don't have to fake your faith with me. You don't have to pretend you're not afraid. You don't have to act like you have it all together. I already know. And still, I stay. And still, I love. And still, I choose you. So come, let down your guard. Let the mask fall. Let the tears come if they need to. This is not weakness. This is sacred surrender. You see, the world teaches you to be tough, to push through, to never let them see you break. But I say, blessed are the broken, for I will heal them. Blessed are the weary, for I will carry them. Blessed are those who come empty, for I will fill them. You don't have to be on with me. I'm not impressed by performances. I'm moved by your honesty. So be honest now. Say what you haven't said. Admit what you're really feeling. I already know, but I long to walk through it with you. Not above you. Not around you. With you. I don't love some future version of you who's fixed and polished and confident. I love you now, messy, unsure, tender, raw. Because love isn't earned. It's given. And mine is freely given, fully, without condition. Do you know what that means? It means you can breathe. You can stop running. You can stop pretending you're okay when you're not. You can rest your soul here. You can exhale in my presence. I know how long you've been holding everything in, trying to be strong for others while silently falling apart. But I'm not asking you to be strong for me. I'm asking you to be real. Come as you are. Come broken, tired, angry, numb, joyful, grieving, however you are. Just come, because I can only heal what you hand to me. I can only restore what you bring into the light. Don't worry, I won't reject you. I won't shame you. I won't tell you to pull yourself together. I'll kneel beside you. I'll whisper comfort to your heart. I'll hold you until you remember what it feels like to be safe. Yes, safe, because you are safe with me. The world may have hurt you. People may have failed you. But I will never leave you. That promise is not symbolic, it's sacred. And I intend to keep it. You're not too much. You're not too needy. You're not too late. You're not too far. You are still my child. And I'm still your father. So if today is one of those days where your heart feels heavy and hope feels far, just come. Don't wait until the timing is better. Don't wait until you feel more spiritual. Don't wait until the pain is gone. Come now, just as you are, Because my love isn't waiting for you to get it together. It's meeting you in the mess. And my care for you, it's not dependent on your performance. It's constant. It's unshakable. It's everlasting. Let that truth settle in your soul. You don't have to work for my affection. You don't have to hustle for my approval. You don't have to earn what's already yours. You are loved. You are held. You are carried. You are covered. Let those words wrap around the parts of you that still wonder, is this really for me? Yes, it is. It always has been. It always will be. Because I am the same, yesterday, today, and forever. And my promises are not based on your perfection, but on my goodness. So rest now, child. Lay your head down without fear. Let the world go quiet and listen to my voice saying, I'll take care of you. I always have. I always will. If these words reflect what your heart has been afraid to speak, just write, I'm coming as I am, in the comments. Let that be your whisper of surrender today. You are not alone. My child, you've stared at endings and thought, this must be it. You've watched doors close and believed they would never open again. You've stood in front of broken dreams, shattered plans, and painful transitions, and assumed your story had stopped moving. But it hasn't. The chapter may have changed. The scenery may look unfamiliar. The path may feel quiet and uncertain, but the story is not over. Your life is not over. It's becoming something holy. What you see as ruin, I see as preparation. What you feel as loss, I see as sacred ground for something new. What you call failure, I call a turning point. You've been measuring your worth by what you used to have, what you used to be, what didn't last, what walked away. But I don't define you by what left. I define you by what I'm planting in you right now. You think you've lost too much to recover, but what if I told you the most meaningful parts of your story haven't even happened yet? What if the years ahead are not empty, but brimming with purpose, with encounters you never expected, with healing you didn't know you still needed, with laughter that will return to your voice without warning? You've been grieving the life you thought you were supposed to have, but I'm asking you to look again, not at what was, but at what can be. I know it's hard to imagine good things after what you've endured. I know your hope has been tested so many times it now feels fragile, like thin glass. But fragile hope still counts. Small faith still moves mountains. And I'm still in the business of resurrection. That part of your heart that feels numb, I can revive it. That joy you used to feel so easily, it's not gone forever. It's only waiting for the right moment to return. Because I'm not just bringing you back to who you were. I'm forming you into someone even stronger, even softer, even wiser, even more rooted in me. This season may look barren, but under the surface, I'm working. Every moment of stillness is not emptiness, it's preparation. Every pause is not abandonment, it's precision. And I know waiting feels like nothing is happening. But oh child, so much is happening. Hearts are softening. Situations are aligning. Wounds are healing in ways you can't yet see. And you are growing even now, in silence, in surrender, in every breath that says, God, I still trust you. That trust, it's shaping your future. It's watering the seeds I've already planted. And soon those seeds will sprout. Not in chaos, but in peace. Not all at once, but steadily, in ways that feel like sudden grace after years of quiet faithfulness. You've learned how to survive. Now, I want to teach you how to live. Not in fear of what's next, but in faith of what I've promised. You've held your breath long enough. It's time to breathe again. To feel the ground beneath your feet and know it's holy. To take one step at a time and know I'm walking with you. You may not know where this path is leading, but you know the one who's guiding, and that's enough. You don't have to see the whole picture. You don't have to map out every step. You just have to trust that I'm in every detail, even the ones that don't make sense yet. So bring me your questions. Bring me your fears. Bring me the heaviness you've carried alone for too long. You don't need to have answers. You just need to have me. And I promise I will never leave you wondering whether you're loved. I will never leave you alone in your rebuilding. I am the God who restores, who renews, who redeems, not just what was stolen from you, but what you gave away because you didn't think you were worthy. I am the God who brings the prodigal home, who gives beauty for ashes, who makes rivers in the wilderness. And child, that includes your wilderness. Yes, the one you've been wandering through, the one where you've doubted if I still see you, the one where you've quietly asked, God, do you still have a plan for me? I do. Not just any plan, but a beautiful one, a fulfilling one that brings peace, not pressure, one that leads you into purpose, not performance. So stop trying to recreate the past. Stop mourning what cannot be remade. I am not in what was lost. I am in what is coming, and what's coming is better. Not because you've earned it, not because you finally got everything right, but because I love you, because I'm good, because I delight in blessing my children. Even when they've lost all sense of direction, I see what others missed. I remember what they forgot. I cherish what they discarded, and I restore what they abandoned. That includes you. That includes every part of your story, every hope you thought you'd have to bury, every piece of your heart you tried to silence because it hurt too much to keep listening. I'm here to tell you, I'm listening, and I care, and I'm moving on your behalf. Even if it's quiet, even if it's slow, even if it's not what you pictured, I am not done, and neither are you. This is not your ending. This is a holy beginning. If your heart needed this reminder, leave a comment and write, God, I still believe you're not done with me. Let this be your declaration of trust even in the in-between. My beloved child, I know how loud it's been inside you. Even in the stillness of your room, your mind races. Even when your body is at rest, your soul stays alert. Like a watchman standing guard in the night, afraid that if you let go, everything might fall apart. But here is my truth. You are not responsible for holding the whole world together. You were never created to live in constant tension. You are not here to survive each day with clenched fists and a guarded heart. You were made for peace, not the fleeting kind the world promises, but the kind that comes from me, the kind that settles deep in your bones and whispers, I am safe, I am held, I am loved. That kind of peace is your inheritance. It's not reserved for perfect people. It's not earned by having all the answers. It's not achieved through performance or striving. It's given freely, wholly, quietly. And today I'm making room for that peace to live in you again. But first, I must gently remove what has been crowding it out. Let me speak plainly. You've let fear take up too much space. You've given anxiety a room to settle in. You've allowed what-ifs to multiply and echo through the halls of your thoughts. You didn't mean to. It started slowly. A concern here, a worry there, a piece of bad news that lingered longer than you thought it would. And before you knew it, your mind became a storm. Your chest grew tight with stress. Your spirit, once light, began to feel heavy, like you were carrying more than your frame was meant to bear. But child, you don't have to live like that anymore. You don't have to keep entertaining the thoughts that keep you up at night. You don't have to keep assuming the worst to protect yourself from disappointment. You don't have to keep running through every possible outcome just to feel safe. Safety is not found in preparation for disaster. It is found in my presence. So let's make room. Let's clear the space. Let's release the inner dialogues that are not rooted in truth. That voice that tells you you're behind, that's not me. The one that says, "You're not enough, that's not me." The whisper that says, "You'll always be anxious, that's not me." My voice sounds different. It doesn't accuse. It doesn't condemn. It doesn't trap you in fear. My voice calls you to stillness, to wholeness, to rest. I want your heart to become a home for peace again, not a battlefield, not a burdened hallway of unanswered questions, but a refuge, a sanctuary, a quiet place where my love lives uninterrupted. And to do that, we begin here, by acknowledging the noise, by facing the patterns that exhaust you, by naming the habits that bring no peace. You don't have to fix it all today. You don't have to change everything overnight. You don't even have to know how to begin. You just have to invite me in. Invite me into your thoughts. Invite me into the late night spirals. Invite me into the triggers you don't understand yet. Invite me into the cycles you've tried to break on your own, but couldn't. Because I'm not afraid of your overthinking. I'm not irritated by your questions. I'm not disappointed in your slow healing. I am present. I am present. I am powerful. And with me, peace is not a distant promise. It's a moment-by-moment reality. There will be days when the noise returns. Days when fear knocks again. But I will teach you how to respond not with panic, but with presence. Not with self-reliance, but with surrender. Not with rehearsed strength, but with real trust. Trust that says, even when I don't know what to do, I know who to turn to. Trust that whispers, I don't have to understand everything to feel at peace. Trust that breathes, God, you are here, and that is enough. And child, that kind of trust isn't weak. It's holy. It's courageous. It's the most powerful declaration you can make in a world that tells you to worry. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a peaceful heart. And I can give that to you. Not just for today, but for every tomorrow. This is the beginning of a new rhythm. A quieter one. A gentler one. Where fear doesn't call the shots. Where peace doesn't wait for circumstances to change. Where my presence becomes your constant atmosphere. That's what I long for you to know. That peace is not a place you reach. It's a person. It's me. It's my spirit resting inside your deepest places. And I want to teach you how to live from that place. To speak from it. To love from it. To decide from it. To walk through hard days knowing they can't destroy what lives within you. Because my peace isn't fragile. It won't shatter when life gets difficult. It won't vanish when things don't go as planned. It stays, like I stay, constant, quiet, strong. Sokum, let the walls fall. Let the noise fade. Let your heart begin to believe again. You were not created for chaos. You were not made to constantly brace for pain. You were not designed to carry more than you were ever meant to. You were created for rest, for steadiness, for me. Let me be the stillness you've been seeking. Let me fill every anxious corner with truth. Let me make your inner world feel like home again. You don't have to figure it all out. You just have to let go. Let go of the fear. Let go of the timeline. Let go of the control. And watch how peace begins to grow in the places where worry used to live. Watch how joy returns like the sun after a long storm. Watch how calm becomes your new way of breathing. You are safe here. You are loved here. You are free here. If your heart is ready to let go of the fear and welcome peace, just write, God, make room in me for your peace in the comments. Let that be your simple prayer today. My child, you've spent too much of your life believing stories that were never true. Stories shaped by pain. Stories handed to you by others who didn't see your worth. Stories whispered in your own mind during moments of exhaustion or disappointment. You've told yourself things like, I'm not good enough. I'll never change. I always mess things up. I'm just too broken. But I need you to know something. None of those stories were written by me. I am not the voice of shame. I am not the voice of fear. I am not the one reminding you of your past every time you try to move forward. That's not me. That's the echo of wounds you never deserved. That's the shadow of lies that have tried to cling to your identity. That's the residue of rejection that was never yours to carry. But today, I want to begin again. I want to rewrite the way you see yourself, not with fantasies or flattery, but with truth, with my truth. Because when I look at you, I don't see failure. I don't see too much or not enough. I don't see all the reasons you think you should be disqualified. I see someone who is still standing, still breathing, still trying, still hoping, even if only in quiet, flickering ways. I see someone I designed with intention. I see someone I call beloved. I see someone I died for, not out of obligation, but out of deep, consuming love. You've been taught to be so harsh with yourself, to believe that grace is for others, but not fully for you, to hold yourself to impossible standards and then collapse under the weight of your own expectations. But child, my grace was never meant to be earned. It's a gift for you, freely, right now, as you are, not when you get your act together, not when you finally stop struggling, not when you have all the right words and the right thoughts and the right habits. Now, here, in the middle of it, I don't withhold my love from the messy. I meet you there. I sit in it with you. I speak life into what feels too far gone. And as you begin to believe me, truly believe me, you'll begin to speak differently to yourself. You'll begin to replace shame with compassion, condemnation with kindness, fear with trust. Because I'm not just changing your circumstances, I'm changing the way you carry yourself through them. You will no longer walk with your head down, haunted by mistakes that have already been forgiven. You will no longer shrink to make others more comfortable. You will no longer define your worth by how productive or presentable or perfect you appear. I will teach you how to live as someone who is deeply loved, not just in theory, but in the way you treat your own soul, in the way you tend to your wounds, in the way you let your story be seen not for pity but for purpose. Yes, even the parts you're still ashamed of, even the moments you wish you could erase, even the chapters you've never told anyone. I can use all of it, not to glorify the pain but to redeem it, not to glorify your failures but to show others how grace walks through broken places and leaves beauty in its wake. You've disqualified yourself in your mind so many times. You've assumed you were too flawed for certain dreams. You've settled for survival when I was calling you into abundance. But I haven't changed my mind about you. Not once. I'm still calling you by name. Still speaking over you. Chosen. Worthy. Restored. Renewed. Mine. I know you've been carrying labels that were never yours. Labels like too sensitive, too complicated, too slow, too weak. But let me give you new ones. Steady, faithful, resilient, full of grace, capable of change, beautiful in ways the world can't measure. You don't need the world's applause to be valuable. You don't need everyone's validation to move forward. You don't need to be understood by everyone to walk confidently in who you are. You just need to agree with what I've already said. So when you look in the mirror, I want you to speak life. Even if your voice shakes, even if you don't fully believe it yet. Say what I've said. I am not a mistake. I am not defined by my past. I am being healed. I am being restored. I am being led by love. Let those words become your truth. Let my voice be louder than the ones that try to pull you back. Let my promises be the lens through which you see everything else. Because the more you walk in this truth, the more peace you will carry, the more joy you will rediscover, the more freedom you will taste. And not only will it change your life, It will begin to change the atmosphere around you. Others will feel it. They'll sense the quiet confidence that only comes from being loved this deeply. They'll feel safe near you because you've made peace with yourself, because you've allowed me to name you. Let me do that today. Let me be the one who defines you, not your critics, not your doute, not your timeline, not your scars, only me. Let this be the beginning of the undoing of every false narrative. Let this be the start of the most sacred rewriting. You as I see you. You in full light. You beloved. You whole. You healing. You becoming. If this message reminded you of who you truly are, write in the comments, God, rewrite how I see myself. Let it be your invitation to step into the truth again. My child, you've wondered if I've been silent. You've looked at your life and asked quietly, God, where are you? You felt alone in moments when no one showed up, and you've wondered if even I turned away. But today, let me tell you the truth you haven't dared to believe. I've never left you. Not once. Not for a second. I've been walking with you through it all. Through every unanswered question, through every silent night, through every moment you wiped away your own tears because no one else was there. I was there, not watching from afar, but right beside you, closer than the hurt, closer than the fear, closer than the lies trying to suffocate your peace. I know you didn't feel me in every moment, but your feelings don't change my faithfulness, and your doute don't cancel my presence. Even when you were too tired to pray, I was covering you. Even when you were angry at me, I stayed. Even when you walked away for a while, I followed. Not because you earned it, but because I chose you. Because I love you with a love that doesn't flinch at distance or time or brokenness. I've seen every battle you fought in secret. The moments you smiled through pain so no one would worry. The days you showed up for others while silently wondering if anyone would ever show up for you. You have not been invisible to me. You have not been forgotten. The world may overlook you. People may misunderstand you. Even those closest to you may not always see the depth of your heart. But I do. I see the strength it took to get out of bed when your soul felt heavy. I see the way you kept loving even after being hurt. I see the way you've tried again and again and again, even after things didn't go your way. You may think I'm distant because I didn't intervene the way you imagined. But my child, I don't always stop the storm. Sometimes I carry you through it. And you made it through things that should have crushed you. You made it through seasons that felt endless. You made it through heartbreak, betrayal, confusion, and fear. Not because of luck. Not because you're just strong. But because I was there, steady, silent, holding you in ways you didn't even notice. You thought you were walking alone, but I was the one who steadied your steps. I was the one who whispered to your heart when no one else had the words. I was the one who kept hope alive when it seemed to be dying inside you. And I will not stop now. You're not too tired for me to carry. You're not too doubtful for me to speak to. You're not too far gone for me to restore. I specialize in walking through hard places with those I love. And yes, that includes you. So if today feels heavy, let me remind you again. You are not failing because you're struggling. You are not behind because your healing takes time. You are not forgotten just because you feel unseen. You are a walking miracle. Even on the days you don't feel like one. You're still here, still breathing, still trying. And I see that as sacred, because I know how much you've endured to get here. You don't have to pretend with me. You don't have to minimize what you've gone through. You don't have to be ashamed of how long it's taking to find your way. This path is not punishment. It's process. And I'm walking it with you. Each step. Ach Pause. Each moment when you say, God, I don't know if I can do this, I lean closer and whisper, but I do, and I'll carry you through. The strength you're searching for? I am that strength. The answers you can't seem to find? I am your wisdom. The comfort you crave at night? I am your peace. And the future you keep fearing? I am already there, preparing what you need, lining up people who will bless you, opening doors that no one can close. You may not see it yet. You may still feel stuck in uncertainty, but my hand is not idle. My plan is not delayed, and my love for you is not dependent on how well you're doing. So stop measuring yourself by your progress. Start measuring your peace by my presence, because no matter what, you are not walking alone, and I will not stop until I've finished what I started in you. You are in process, not because you failed, but because I'm still building something beautiful. Even now, even here, even in this, if you've ever felt like God was far away, but this message reminded you otherwise, leave a comment and write, "You've been here all along." Let it be your sacred affirmation of trust. Let your words echo what your heart is learning to believe again. My dear child, you've come so far, and I know there were days you didn't think you would. There were nights you questioned whether the morning would bring anything new. You've carried doubts, disappointments, and weariness deeper than you've ever shared. But you're here, still holding on, still listening, still searching for me in the middle of it all. That alone is faith. And I want you to know something as clearly and deeply as your soul can receive it. I am not done with you. You've mistaken the silence as abandonment, but I call it space for transformation. You've mistaken the waiting as rejection, but I call it grace for alignment. You've mistaken the wandering as lostness, but I call it journey toward becoming. You've been shaped by fire but not consumed. You've been bent by sorrow but not broken. You've been pressed on all sides, but I never let the weight crush you completely. I was guarding something sacred in you. Even when you thought nothing sacred remained, you thought you had to perform for me, to keep proving your value, to keep doing more so I'd stay close. But child, I was never measuring your effort. I was holding your heart, even when it was confused, even when it was angry, even when it was tired and numb. I've walked beside you through storms that never made it into words. I've spoken peace into places where trauma made its home. I've held your hand through chapters where you couldn't see one step ahead. And now, I want you to rest in this one sacred truth. I'm finishing the work I began in you. That promise I whispered to your soul years ago, I still mean it. That dream you once believed but gave up on, I haven't forgotten. That healing you thought would never come, it's already in motion. I am a God who completes. I don't leave things half-healed, half-restored, half-loved. I go all the way, but not in a hurry. Not to meet anyone's timeline. Not to meet your fear-driven deadlines. I work in the rhythm of eternity where transformation is slow, steady, and eternal, where the roots go deep before the fruit ever shows. So don't panic when things take time. Don't assume the delay means denial. Don't compare your healing to someone else's highlight reel. This story is sacred. This life is not a sprint. This journey you're on, it's mine too. And I am patient with your process. I'm not ashamed of how long it's taken. I'm not frustrated with your pace. I'm not in a rush to get you to the next thing when your soul needs rest. Let me remind you, you are not late. You are not missing it. You are not behind. You are becoming. Even on the days you feel like you're going in circles, I'm working. Even when nothing makes sense, I'm present. Even when it all feels undone, I'm finishing what I started. And when I finish something, child, it's good, it's whole, it's radiant with the kind of beauty that only comes from being loved through the ashes. So if today finds you weary, wondering if any of this will ever get easier, let me hold you in this moment. No expectations, no pressure, just presence. Feel the stillness, the love that isn't asking for anything from you right now. Just your being, just your breath, just your simple willingness to say, "Okay, God, I'm here and I trust you to finish this." Let me pour peace over your past. Let me speak life into your present. Let me lift your chin and remind you there is still more to come, still more joy, still more healing, still more light than you've ever imagined. You don't need to chase it. You just need to walk with me. Trust me, and let go of the story that says you're too far behind. The truth is, you're exactly where I need you to be, so I can finish what I started. And when it's done, you'll look back on every twist and turn, every night you cried, every prayer you whispered, every moment you almost gave up, and you'll say, "Even there, he was faithful." And I will smile and say, "Yes, and I never let go." So let's walk now, forward, together, slowly maybe, but surely, because I've already written the ending, and it's full of hope, and you're going to make it. You are more than your struggle. You are more than your fear. You are more than the voice that says, "I don't think I can keep doing this." You can, because I'm doing it with you, because I'm finishing this with you, because I love you, always have, always will. If this message gave you peace or reminded you of God's unwavering hand in your story, write in the comments, "God, I trust you to finish what you started." Let it be your closing affirmation, a sacred echo of your surrender, your faith, and your healing. So now, beloved, let these words linger in your soul long after this moment ends. Let my promises become the ground you walk on when everything else feels uncertain. Let my love wrap around you tonight and every night after. You don't need to rush. You don't need to do more. You've heard what you needed to hear, and that alone is enough for today. I'm not going anywhere. So when the world gets loud again, when the old thoughts return, when your heart forgets what it once believed, come back here, to this space, to this truth, to me. I'll take care of you. I always have. I always will. Rest now. You are safe. You are loved. You are mine.